The Super Bowl isn't just about touchdowns and trophies. It's also about the unforgettable moments off the field. And sometimes NFL wives and girlfriends manage to fumble harder than the players, creating embarrassing headlines that last longer than the game itself. Here are the WAGs who turned the big game into their own personal disaster.
My husband cannot throw the ball and catch the ball at the same time.
Gisele Bündchen probably thought she was just going to be a supportive wife, watch her husband do his thing, and maybe sip on some overpriced stadium champagne. Instead, she became the star of one of the most awkward post-Super Bowl moments in NFL history. It was Super Bowl 46, and the New England Patriots had just lost to the New York Giants again. The first loss in 2008 stung, but this one, brutal.
Brady gets hit, the ball is out, and Philadelphia has it.
Tom Brady played well, but his receivers, let's just say they weren't exactly catching everything thrown their way. As Gisele made her way through Lucas Oil Stadium, clearly frustrated, a few Giants fans couldn't resist heckling her. One of them shouted something about Eli Manning being better than Brady, and another took a jab at Tom's performance. That's when Gisele, in a moment that would live forever in sports meme history, turned to her friends and let her real thoughts fly.
My husband cannot throw the ball and catch the ball at the same time.
My husband cannot effing throw the ball and catch the ball at the same time. Boom. In a single sentence, she threw half of the Patriots' offense under the bus. It was raw, it was honest, and it was mortifying. The clip spread like wildfire, turning an already painful Patriots loss into something even worse, a locker room controversy fueled by a supermodel. The reaction? Oh, it was priceless. Patriots players had to pretend they weren't offended. Reporters had a field day, and every sports show in America ran the footage on repeat. Some fans sided with Gisele, saying she was just defending her husband. Others felt she had broken the sacred supportive partner code by calling out his teammates in public.
Tom's got to coexist with his team, and now his wife's mouthing off, and it's going to be hard on him.
Saddest moment of the football game yesterday.
Meanwhile, the Giants players couldn't get enough of it. They had already beaten the Patriots on the field, and now Brady's own wife was taking shots at his team. It was like free entertainment. Giants running back Brandon Jacobs even responded, saying, "She just needs to stay cute and shut up." Not exactly a classy take, but it showed just how much of a talking point this had become. Even Tom Brady had to address it. In classic Brady fashion, he kept it diplomatic, saying he loved his wife's support, but, football is a team sport. Translation: please, Gisele, stop making my job harder. The whole thing was awkward for everyone involved, except for Giants fans, who still bring it up whenever they need a good laugh. Brittany Mahomes and the Super Bowl. Two things that, when combined, seem to create an embarrassing cocktail of chaos. Whether it's 2020 or 2023, her game day antics have left people cringing, and somehow it keeps getting worse. Super Bowl 54 was the first time the world got a taste of Brittany Mahomes in full-on ride-or-die mode for Patrick Mahomes. Sure, supporting your fiancé is expected, but there's a fine line between enthusiastic and unbearable. Brittany was firmly in the latter category. As the Chiefs staged a comeback against the 49ers, she made sure everyone knew about it. From over-the-top celebrations to aggressive social media posts, calling out anyone who dared doubt the Chiefs, it was like she thought she was the one throwing touchdowns. Her Twitter rants were something else, filled with all-caps rage against opposing fans, and a level of gloating that made even Chiefs fans raise an eyebrow. Then came the post-game celebrations, where Brittany took to social media to declare herself the queen of the moment. A series of videos showed her screaming at the top of her lungs, going after the haters, and basically making it seem like she had personally won the Super Bowl herself. It was one thing to be excited, it was another to act like a drunk college student who just won a beer pong tournament. Her energy was a lot, and people took notice. Twitter and sports media had a field day dissecting her antics, with many noting that she might have been more unbearable than some of the most obnoxious sports dads in history.
Of Super Bowl 57 right here on Fox.
Fast forward to Super Bowl 57, and it was clear that Brittany Mahomes hadn't learned a single thing about dialing it down. If anything, she had doubled down on the theatrics. Now officially married to Patrick Mahomes, Brittany arrived with even more to prove, mainly that she could still make the Super Bowl all about her. Her social media presence leading up to the game was intense. She posted non-stop about the Chiefs, as if the team's entire motivation depended on her Instagram stories. But nothing could compare to the moment that became one of the most embarrassing of the entire Super Bowl. When the Chiefs secured another win, Brittany celebrated by spraying champagne all over Chiefs fans from her suite. Now, celebrating is one thing, but drenching people in alcohol from above? That's a whole different level of obnoxious. Chiefs fans in the stands looked less than thrilled, with some visibly annoyed as they wiped their faces and clothes. Social media exploded with criticism, calling it tone-deaf and unnecessary.
The reason why people are not happy about it is because they're saying, well, fans have been out there in the cold for hours on end and you're spraying them with champagne.
People pointed out that not everyone in the crowd was celebrating. Some were devastated Eagles fans, and others probably just didn't want to get soaked by an impromptu champagne shower from the owner's box. Brittany, of course, doubled down and refused to acknowledge that it might have been a bad move. Even with all of this, Brittany managed to make it worse post-game. Once again, she took to social media, this time calling out Eagles fans in a series of petty posts. She mocked their loss, dragged the team's performance, and made it clear that she had no interest in being a humble winner. Even some Chiefs fans were asking her to please, for the love of all things football, stop embarrassing them. Super Bowls are supposed to be about the players, the game, and maybe even the halftime show. But somehow, Brittany Mahomes made sure that every single time Patrick stepped on that field for the biggest game of the year, she became a headline in the worst possible way. Whether it was screaming her lungs out in 2020, spraying unsuspecting fans in 2023, Brittany Mahomes cemented her status as the most embarrassing NFL wife on Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl 53 was supposed to be all about the big win, but for Taylor Swift, it quickly turned into an impromptu cringe fest. Travis Kelce, fresh off leading the Kansas City Chiefs to a nail-biting 25-22 victory over the San Francisco 49ers, decided to celebrate in the most Travis way possible by belting out a totally off-key rendition of Viva Las Vegas to the stunned crowd.
Here it is! We've been fighting for all right all day. How about a little Viva Las Vegas?
But what was meant to be a fun, spontaneous moment took a hard left turn when the camera zoomed in on Taylor Swift in the stands. Now, we all know Swift for her cool, calm, and collected demeanor, but this was different. She didn't just look uncomfortable, she looked like she was dying inside. That grimace? That's what fans lovingly dubbed the ick face, a perfect mix of secondhand embarrassment and a very public, "Please, Travis, make it stop" moment. You could practically see her mentally calculating how many songs she could write about this. Of course, Twitter did what Twitter does best: analyze everything. One fan tweeted, "Seeing Taylor Swift get the ick in real time is going to be the meme of the year," with a gif of someone covering their eyes. Another joked, "I thought I knew love," but then Travis sang Viva Las Vegas and Taylor looked like she was already planning her escape. And one fan? Well, they were pretty sure Taylor was already brainstorming her next chart-topping song about the moment, complete with all the material she could ever need. Body language experts even jumped in, with Dr. Louise Mahler telling Yahoo Lifestyle her expression was a mix of horror, a little amusement, and mostly just pure embarrassment. So yeah, it's safe to say that for Taylor, this wasn't exactly the Super Bowl memory she'd hoped for. For Kelce, this moment might have stolen the spotlight from his big win. But for Swift, it was a very public reminder that being an NFL WAG isn't just about cheering on your man. It's about surviving the moments when he decides to take things a little too far. In a sea of Super Bowl celebrations, this impromptu karaoke disaster will forever be one of the most awkward and hilarious WAG moments of all time.